Well, welcome back to another week of Honey from the Word. Today's devotion is titled, It's Time to Wake Up. It comes from Romans chapter 13, verses 11 through 14. And do this, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now our salvation is nearer than when we first believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Therefore, let us cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. Let us walk properly as in the day, not in revelry or drunkenness, not in lewdness and lust, not in strife and envy, but put on the Lord Jesus Christ and make no provision for the flesh to fulfill its lust. Let's go back in your minds with me to the early colonial days of our nation. The date, April 18th, 1775. The place, Boston, Massachusetts. The British had brought their troops into Old Boston. They planned an attack on the colonies. Their secret strategy was to cross the Charles River by night in small boats and stage a surprise attack on the town of Concord in Lexington. Everyone was asleep, but one man was awake. And he discovered their plan. He mounted his horse, rode through the night to alert the colonists. His actions that night have become legendary as Paul Revere rode through the town, waking the unsuspecting, sleeping colonists with the cry, "The British are coming! The British are coming!" His alarm aroused the Minutemen of the colonies, and they assembled to defend their homes against the attack of the British. That was an important wake-up call in American history. I'm here to tell you, in case you didn't know, that America needs another wake-up call in the year 2024. The enemy is doing all he can to destroy the foundation of the church, the individual, and yes, America. The church needs a wake-up call. The church is in a war. It's a spiritual battle. The enemy has released on the church a spirit of lethargy. A lethargic spirit is a lack of energy and enthusiasm. He has lulled us to sleep. He has allowed us, or he is allowed to do his work because the church is asleep. He took prayer out of our schools, made gay marriage legal, has opened the doors for transgenders to have more rights, killed innocent black people, killed innocent police, allowed abortion to continue to let the porn industry grow, has allowed divorce to increase in the church, and so much more, all the while the church is asleep. The enemy has worn out the church. Satan knows that a tired and exhausted church will not be very effective. We become much like Gideon's army, which was faint or exhausted, yet pursuing in Judges chapter 8 and verse 4. We become like it says in Daniel 7:25, where it says, "He," talking about Satan, "shall speak words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High." This is from the Modern English Version translation. A sleeping church will always struggle with discernment because they are not awakened by the ways of God. Views of right and wrong have become blurred across our nation and across our lives because we are walking around in our sleep. Because the church is walking around half asleep, we have begun to accept a culture that is in direct contradiction to God's plan. Isaiah 5 and verse 20 says, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." You see, what the church needs today is a wake-up call. What we need today as individuals is a wake-up call. What we need today in America is a wake-up call. Individual Christians, we all need that. It's hard to imagine there could have ever been a time in church history where there was greater apathy and lethargy among Christians. Truth is, few Christians are truly passionate for God and hungering and thirsting after righteousness, literally panting for God like a deer pants for water. Few Christians are willing to be inconvenienced in any way for the kingdom's sake. Most are willing to participate as long as they perceive their felt needs are being met. But few are willing to participate if there is any cost involved. Many have been lulled to sleep, into a deep spiritual sleep, by the American lifestyle. We are dreaming the American dream. You see, I believe God is sending a wake-up call to America, to individuals, to the church. Vance Havner said there is anarchy in the culture, apostasy in the church, and apathy in the pew. It's time we wake up. Can I tell you that alarms are going off all around us? And it really is high time to awake out of sleep. God is sending this nation and His church in America a serious wake-up call. Could it be possible that God has been trying to get our attention for a long time, and the alarms have been going off in your personal life, but you've been hitting the snooze button and ignoring God? You see, we don't need to hit the snooze and turn over again. We need to cut the alarm off, get up, wake up, throw some water on your face, do some stretching, do whatever you have to do to wake up, because it's almost getting to the point of being too late. It's time we quit living like it's peacetime. There is a war, and it's time we start living with a sense of intensity and urgency. If we don't soon wake up, the devil's going to destroy everything that is dear to us. So there needs to be an urgency about what we are doing and what's going on in this world and the church. We need a wake-up call. So a call is being sent out today for us as individuals, for us as a church, and for America. It's time to wake up. May God help us to wake up to what's going on around us.